Hello everybody, this is Moneyman Majid signing in. Welcome to our channel actually. What we're going to be doing today is covering a topic in a previous video. We had a couple comments on asking us the different steps on how to make a video, or not how to make a video, but how to start a power washing business and how to make it successful and profitable. We want to talk about the different steps that are going to be needing to find your first customer, how to maintain those customers and how to get more customers, as well as what sort of equipment's required to get started and the dollar amount investment required in order to get started. First things first is we can't have a business unless we have customers. So we got to find customers that are willing to pay us for this service. Power washing a house or a driveway is a very simple thing when we have the proper equipment and when we have the proper people to deliver this service to. So the first things first, and the easiest way that I found to find customers whenever I had my power washing business was canvassing those neighborhoods that you want to be targeting. And what does canvassing mean? It means you're going door to door with either flyers or you got some post-it notes, some sort of marketing material that you can knock on doors. Or if you don't want to knock on doors, you're leaving some sort of information, a pamphlet or a phone number with your details on it, a coupon, some sort of incentive for them to be able to contact you and provide that service for you. You're leaving it on their door, maybe under the wiper blade of a car or something like that. We've seen that in multiple cases. I've seen post-it notes put on cars before. I've seen different flyers placed underneath wiper blades on cars, or even like inside that little rubber trim on the door of a car. That way, when somebody comes back, they're going to be able to see the service and they'll be like, oh, wow, this guy offers service where he's going to be washing my driveway or washing my house. And then you have a little incentive on there. It's going to be maybe you're going to give a free deck cleaning with the full house washing purchase. You're going to offer maybe the stairs as a free wash. It's some sort of incentive, an add-on to the main service. When you add that add-on, when you add that value add, people are like, oh wow, look at this. I can get an extra $50 of value by getting a $150 house wash or $250 house wash. Another way that you can find customers is going to be through Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, through OfferUp if you've got some ads on there. Facebook Marketplace is probably one of my go-to places for these types of ads, when you can have a little video snippet, throw that into the different marketing groups or the quote unquote Craigslist groups on Facebook for that specific region. And on Facebook, there are groups that you can join. And when you're providing a service, when you're adding this service into these Facebook groups, it's very easy to add and share what you're looking to do through these Facebook groups. And the nice thing about these groups that you're joining, they're very location dependent. So you're going to want to find ones, like in my case, I'm in San Diego. If I'm looking to join a Facebook group to do power washing or house washing on this Facebook group, I'm going to find one that's in San Diego, or even more niche, maybe Chula Vista, maybe Linda Vista, maybe in Pacific Beach. You can get very granular in these areas, and that way providing that service very niche marketed to that specific region. And these things that we've talked about so far cost $0 or minimal dollars. With the flyers, you're going to create a flyer and get that printed. Your only cost would be the material for the paper if you're printing them at home, or the printing costs if you're hiring a service to print them for you. How simple is it to find customers? It can be simple if you're doing the marketing and if you're putting the time in. All marketing takes time. And it takes creativity to create those flyers and to create those ad campaigns. If you're not putting the time in, you're not going to get the customers. Now, any business, regardless of what it is, it requires energy and effort to find that clientele. Whether you're selling a car, whether it's a couch, whether it's providing painting service, if you're painting houses, whether you're a mechanic shop. It doesn't matter what it is. You need to find those customers. They don't just all of a sudden fall in your lap. There is no business that I know that once you sign up or once you open it, that all of a sudden it's just a stream of customers that come in all the time. If you find that business, please let me know, because I would happily open those doors with you. And if you do find it, I don't expect you to share that with many people, because that'd be sort of like the golden egg of business creation. And basically blow the doors out of everybody else when you turn that into a franchise and you just open that up everywhere and everybody just starts funneling into your business. Once you find that, or if you find that, let me know first. Don't tell anyone else, and we'll keep it a secret together. So moving on, how simple is it to find customers? Getting back to that, you got to put the work in, like I was saying. You got to put that energy in. You got to knock on those doors, and you got to let people know, hey, I'm in the neighborhood and I wash houses. I clean driveways. They will eventually figure out who you are and what you do. Now, the best customers that you can get are referrals. So if you get one customer, ask them, hey, do you have any other friends that maybe own a house or that they'd be able to benefit from my service? And then give them an incentive, give that customer a kickback as a thank you for referring someone else. Now, you don't need to give that kickback immediately. I have found that the best way to share that with a customer is mail them some sort of gift card. Even a $5 Starbucks gift card or whatever gift card that you feel is going to be best beneficial to share, you throw that with a thank you card into the mail and be like, I really appreciate the business opportunity that you've given me. And now that person's like, oh, wow, Mr. Majid pressure washing service gave me this gift card. They're going to remember that forever. And then when their friend needs that same service, they're going to remember you. Who does pressure washing? Oh, Majid's pressure washing does it. Let me give his information over to my friend. And now you've got another customer through a referral. That's how you build those long-term relations with individuals. Now, keeping that stream constant, this is going to be going in line with that. When you're building that platform of customers through that referral base, through that continual marketing effort that you've been putting out, whether it's through that Facebook marketing, whether it's through that Instagram, whether it's through that Craigslist, you're able to continually build that name around that brand that you're creating. Now, scalability of this is going to be starting as a side hustle. Scalability of a pressure washing business, especially in Southern California, when we can be doing this full year round, it definitely can scale into a full-time job if you enjoy doing it. Now, if this is something that you only want to do part-time on weekends or in the evenings, don't try to get too big because then it'll get overwhelming. And at that point, when it gets overwhelming and you have too many clients and then it starts interfering with your daily job that you actually may enjoy, it's starting to get out of hand. If you've got a handful of customers that have been referring you 2 or 3 people a week, just keep that going and maintain it. If you're looking to actually turn this into a main thing or something that you really want to grow, then you got to go all in. And if you got to hire 1 or 2 people in order to carry out a couple jobs, that's what you got to do to carry out a few jobs. Homeowners' questions and concerns that come up, they want to know that you're going to be taking care of their property. They want to know that you know what you're doing when you're washing the house, when you're washing the driveway. The last thing that you want to happen is when you're cleaning that house, you're ripping off that paint that's on the siding, you're damaging the flowers, because these pressure washers that are used to wash houses are similar, and have high velocity water that comes out. Just like when you're washing a car, you're using that high pressure stream of water to clean that car. It's the same thing on a house. If you have a flower bed or garden or anything that you don't want or the homeowner doesn't want damaged, that high pressure will damage that. I've seen pressure washing jobs go horribly wrong where people step all over the gardens, they blast the flowers, and it's just destroyed. And that's creating upset homeowners. That's creating a base that's not going to refer you future customers. So make sure you're being conscious and you're being aware of your surroundings, and you're not damaging plants when you're moving around. When you're washing something, if it's getting close to flowers, be gentle. Maybe if you got to pull those back so that you can wash that section of the house, do that. You don't want to damage things on a property and a homeowner's house. Capital requirement that would be required to start a pressure washing business. It can range anywhere from a couple $100 all the way up into the thousands and thousands of dollars. It really depends on what type of equipment you're getting. Now, in my recommendation, if you're looking to start something new, you want to get something that's affordable. You can get a decent pressure washer from Home Depot, from Costco, from any hardware store for a couple $100. If you look online on OfferUp on Craigslist, you can find a used pressure washer in good condition for maybe $150, $200. And then that's going to come with all the accessories. You're going to want at least minimum 25 feet of hose. And that's what most pressure washers come with. I personally, when I did it, I had 50 feet of hose. And what that's going to do is give you that flexibility to go further on a house. You don't have to move the pressure washer as much. It allows you to complete more square footage on that property without having to come down, move the pressure washer around, and it becomes more efficient at that point. Also, if you're trying to get into higher, like 2-story houses, when you have more hose length, it just makes it that much easier and that much better to cover all that ground and all that square footage. For ladders, you can find good used ladders on Craigslist and OfferUp as well. Look for a minimum, an 8-foot step ladder. That's going to get you any single story house you'll be able to cover with an 8-foot ladder. Now, if you're looking into 2-story houses, you're going to want to get what we call an extension ladder, like a 24-foot extension ladder. Between both of these ladders and a pressure washer, you should be able to find all that equipment for $300 to $400, and that would be the brand new price. Used price, anywhere from $150 to $300 for all that equipment used. Some tips that I can recommend is, if you want to do this, go on YouTube and watch some YouTube tutorials on how to properly wash a house, because there is the right way and the wrong way. You want to start from the top to the bottom, go left to right or right to left. You don't want to start in the middle and go to one side, start in the middle, go to the other side, or start from the bottom and go up. That's not efficient. It's counterintuitive. Watch some of these videos, and then there's also tips on how to prevent paint from getting torn off. And there's some disclaimers that you should let the homeowner know as well if their paint is in bad condition. Poor condition paint will peel off with pressure washing. If the homeowner doesn't want to have the paint damaged, maybe you only wash their driveway. Some places that have driveways covered in trees, you're going to see a lot of damage and a lot of dirt on that driveway build up. That's a great, easy way to offer, I'll just wash your driveway instead. We don't want to damage the paint on your house. We'll just clean the driveway. Homeowner value and the benefits that homeowners can gain, which you can use as an advantage to pitch the service, is a value increase of the property. When a homeowner gets the driveway clean and gets the house clean and gets the dirt washed off, there is a perceived value increase anywhere from $10,000 up to $25,000 to $30,000, depending on the size of the house and how dirty it was. Simple cleaning, it's just like in a car. When it's dirty, it doesn't have that perceived value. Even though the value may be there, the perceived value of the curb appeal is going to be diminished when it's dirty. When it's cleaned, it looks fresh, it looks modern, it looks like it's been maintained and taken care of. Any prospects coming through are going to recognize that. So I want to dig a little bit deeper in how to get that first customer, because that's always the biggest hurdle. Once you've gained that first customer, it's like a feeling of fresh air. I've earned that money. I've earned that customer. So let's talk about that and dig into that a little bit. So let's say you're doing neighborhood canvassing and you've joined a few Facebook groups and you're putting your ads out there, and somebody inquires, I would like to get a interest or estimate on getting my house cleaned. So you're going to go there and take a look at the property. Estimate, how long do you think it's going to take you? If it's a standard 2-bedroom, 2-bath house, it's probably going to take you about an hour and a half. And that is going to be about $150 to $175 job just on the house alone. Now, if you're going to add a driveway, add that for maybe $40, $50 if it's pretty bad. If it's a large driveway, maybe add an extra $100 for the driveway. Some stains on driveways can get pretty tough to get out. And you're going to want to use some elbow grease to get that out if they're that deep. If there's a deck on there, decks typically are $50, $60 as long as you're doing the house. If you're doing a deck standalone and nothing else, that's going to be about $150 standalone. Figure any job that you're going to be doing just to arrive and do that job, plan that job to be about $150 starting. And then you're going to be going on from there. If it's just a driveway standalone, plan about $100. So I kind of went down a rabbit hole there about pricing, and I'm going to circle back about getting that first customer. So let's say it's on Facebook Marketplace. A homeowner expressed interest in, hey, I've got a house that has a driveway and a house that I need cleaned. So now you've got that first customer from Facebook Marketplace. When you show up, you're going to be providing an estimate. You're going to be wanting to show that you know what you're doing. You're going to be providing that value. And when the job is done, it's going to look amazing. Some things that I recommend in order for you to win this job is show up in a type of way that shows that you're a professional. You're going to want to have some footage or pictures of other jobs that you have done to show you know what you're doing. When you're walking around the house, point out that, oh, I notice you have some flowers here. We're going to make sure that we hold those back and we don't damage any of those flowers or any of those trees. So you're providing value to the client. You're providing information to the customer to show, I know what I'm doing. When we place a ladder here, we're going to make sure we're careful not to damage any of the plants there. If you see something else, like some peeling paint on the side of the house, just point it out like, I notice you have some peeling paint here. Are you aware that when we wash this, there's a potential for paint to be peeling off the house, especially on paint that's in poor condition? We can wash the house and take some care around this specific area not to wash it so that we don't damage the paint, or just know that once we complete this, if that peels in this section when we wash it, you will have to get the house painted at some point in the near future. Do you have plans to do that? And then you can go down that avenue with them if they want to paint the house and whatnot. When you're showing this expertise, when you're digging into that with the customer, they're seeing, oh, this guy, he's an expert in this industry. He knows to take care of my house. He knows that I don't want damage done to my house. If there's windows that look like they're going to get in the way when you're placing a ladder, point that out. Be like, I noticed that window, it's going to be in the way when I'm putting this ladder here. I'm going to make sure I put the ladder over on this side so that we don't damage any windows. Keep those things in mind when you're at that estimate, and that's going to help you win that business much faster. If you don't win that business right there on the spot, some of the keys that I can help you regarding the sales aspect is follow up. Once you've left and you've left your value or the dollar amount cost for that job, follow up in a couple days and ask them, hey, I know I left you that estimate. Have you had a chance to review that? Do you have any questions on it? I would love to earn your business. What will it take for me to earn your business today? Those are some of the ways that we can help earn the first customer for this job. Once we've earned that customer, ask them for the referral. Do you have any friends that or other people that you know of that own a house or that have a driveway that may need to be cleaned? Or it could even be somebody renting that they just want to clean the deck off of their property, and then you just show up and clean that. It doesn't necessarily have to be a landlord or a homeowner. Asking these questions with these people that you've done work with, that you've provided these jobs for, they're your best source of customers. When John says, oh yeah, I've got Dave that he's got a house that he needs to get his house cleaned. When John lets Dave know, hey, Majid just cleaned my house, he's going to come over to you, give you an estimate. He should be giving you a call. You've already got that warm handoff to Dave, and Dave's already primed up. Oh, he did John's house. He did a good job. If John's referring him, he must know what he's doing. So that once you go to Dave's house, a lot of those barriers of entry have been removed. And as long as you still show that you're a professional and you know what you're doing, you're going to earn that business as well. I hope these tips help you with any sort of business endeavors that you're doing and exploring. If you have any further questions, put those down below in the comment section. We'd be happy to collaborate with you and help you through any questions or concerns you may have. If you liked this topic and if you liked what we shared, like this video, subscribe to the channel. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. The more subscribers we have, the more YouTube is going to get this video in front of other people and help them as well. And our goal here is to help as many people as possible on the journey of freedom. This is Moneyman Majid signing out. Looking forward to catching you all later in future videos.